So welcome to an Allegro video here. I'm Carl. I'm the winemaker and one of the owners here at Allegro Winery, and just thought I'd share with you some of the thoughts I'm having about this spring season that we're faced with right now. We had a really strange winter, so people have been asking, what does all this weird weather mean for Budbreak and for the upcoming season? And I'll tell you, usually we have Budbreak on our Chardonnay sometime around April 18th, April 25th, and it's kind of in that range, about a week or so there. We had Budbreak this year on April 10th, so it's a little different. And I think most of this is due to the fact that we had a really warm January, a really warm February, and thankfully we had a cooler March, because if we'd had a warm March, we might have had a really early Budbreak, which like we had back in 2012. 2012 we had a March 28th Budbreak, and we ended up, I think, having 3 frost events, near misses, basically, for us. We've been really fortunate here at Allegro that we've, knock on wood, that we've never actually seen a frost event that we've had any kind of economic damage from. So we've been really fortunate as far as that goes. But whenever you have an early Budbreak like this year, you're going to end up having the threat of frost is so much greater. Now, I've been looking at some of the long-range forecasts that a lot of weather forecasters have, and they keep saying that we're fine, that we're not going to see any events below 32 degrees. Because what happens below 32 degrees is when frost happens, and you end up having basically all the green tissue gets burnt, gets toasted, we say. And at that point, you lose all the growth. It starts all over again because the vine has to keep propagating itself. But unfortunately, usually the secondary buds that'll push after the primary ones are dead only are probably maybe 25% to 40% fruitful. So if we were to have a devastating kind of frost event, we'd end up having a huge economic loss, and you still have to put in all your inputs. You still have to go out and work the vineyard, take care of the mildews and stuff like that. And on top of it, then you wouldn't have any grapes or very many grapes to show for it. So it would be pretty devastating for us. That said, having an early Budbreak is actually kind of cool because you end up having a kind of a jump on the season. If we're a week, right now I'm thinking we're about a week to 10 days ahead of normal, and that would mean we might be able to pick a week to 10 days earlier come harvest time. And if that happens, that means that we might be able to pick before, say, some hurricanes come through in September, October. So it's a good thing to have an early Budbreak just so long as we don't get frosted. So it's going to be an interesting season. I mean, we're off to an earlier start, but it's way too early to tell anything as far as what's going to happen this year. I liken it to being on a tightrope. Like every time you start a season, any kind of growing season, I consider it like you're walking on a tightrope. And the tightrope is from your point right now to a point of like perfect grapes at the end of the season and perfect wine. And you can fall off that tightrope at any time during the season. So we're starting tightrope. This is a long walk ahead of us. We're doing fine right now. We haven't fallen off luckily yet. So we'll let you know how that turns out. But like always, we always approach every season thinking this is going to be a great season, and we'll just time will tell. So thanks.